Ah, the Bismarck, Germany's ultimate flex in World War II. Picture this, it's 1941, and the Kriegsmarine rolls out a battleship so massive, so powerful, it practically screamed, "Hey world, try to stop us." And spoiler alert, they did. But not before this floating fortress etched its name in the annals of naval warfare. Let's dive into the Bismarck's journey, its rise, its dominance, and its dramatic fall. In the late 1930s, Germany was flexing its industrial muscles under Adolf Hitler's ambitions for a world-dominating military. The Treaty of Versailles? Forget it. The Bismarck, launched in 1939, was a direct slap in the face to post-World War I naval restrictions. This wasn't just any ship. At 823 feet long and weighing over 50,000 tons, the Bismarck was a steel beast armed with 8 15-inch guns, dozens of smaller cannons, and a crew of over 2,200. It was designed to take on anything that dared to float on the seas. Think of it as the Mike Tyson of battleships, except it floated and thankfully didn't bite anyone's ear. In May 1941, the Bismarck embarked on its first and only mission, Operation Rheinübung. The goal? To disrupt Allied shipping lines across the Atlantic. Accompanied by the heavy cruiser Prince Eugen, the Bismarck was like a lion stalking the watering hole, waiting to pounce on unsuspecting convoys. But the British weren't having it. When intelligence caught wind of the Bismarck's plans, the Royal Navy scrambled like your mom when guests show up unannounced. They knew letting the Bismarck loose was like giving a kid a drum set. Absolute chaos was guaranteed. Enter May 24, 1941, the Denmark Strait. The British sent 2 heavy hitters, HMS Hood, their largest battlecruiser, and HMS Prince of Wales. They intercepted the Bismarck and Prince Eugen in what can only be described as a clash of titans. The Hood opened fire first, but the Bismarck struck back with devastating accuracy. One hit on the Hood's ammo magazine turned the pride of the Royal Navy into a fiery wreck in just minutes. Over 1,400 sailors perished, leaving only 3 survivors. For the British, this wasn't just a loss, it was personal. The Bismarck had to pay, no matter the cost. After the Denmark Strait, the Bismarck took a hit to its fuel tanks, forcing it to retreat to France for repairs. The British, furious and determined, launched one of the most intense naval pursuits in history. Every ship and aircraft in the Atlantic seemed to be gunning for the Bismarck. It was like the entire Royal Navy had been promised free fish and chips for life if they could sink it. Then came the Swordfish, a squadron of biplanes that looked more like they belonged in a WWI museum than a World War II battlefield. But these humble planes, armed with torpedoes, delivered a crippling blow. One torpedo jammed the Bismarck's rudder, leaving the mighty battleship circling like a drunk at a roundabout. May 27, 1941. The British fleet finally cornered the Bismarck. Battleships King George V and Rodney unleashed a storm of firepower, pounding the once proud German Leviathan into submission. After hours of relentless shelling, the Bismarck sank, either from British fire or scuttling by its own crew. Out of over 2,200 crew members, only 114 survived. The Bismarck's reign of terror lasted just 9 days, but its legend was cemented. The Bismarck story is one of audacity and tragedy. For Germany, it was a symbol of technological brilliance, but also a stark reminder of the limits of naval warfare in a world dominated by air power. For the Allies, it was a victory that proved no ship, no matter how mighty, was invincible. And for us, the Bismarck remains a cautionary tale. No matter how strong you think you are, there's always someone, or in this case, an entire Royal Navy, ready to take you down. So next time you hear someone singing "Sink the Bismarck," just remember, it's more than a catchy tune. It's a story of ambition, strategy, and one epic chase. And hey, it's not every day you see biplanes take down a battleship, right?